Well, we finished our series in John's Gospel on Sunday, working through some of the key encounters with Jesus in John's Gospel. We didn't talk about John 21 in this particular series, which forms a kind of epilogue to the Gospel. So I thought we could use it today as an epilogue to our series in our thoughts this Thursday. The focus in John chapter 21 is on the restoration of Peter. You'll remember that Peter, at Jesus' arrest and trial, denied 3 times ever knowing Jesus. Well, here in John 21, Jesus appears to the disciples after a night's fishing, and he provides them with breakfast on the beach. And then in verse 15 we read this, that after breakfast Jesus asked Simon Peter, "Simon, son of John, do you love me more than these?" "Yes, Lord," Peter replied, "you know I love you." "Then feed my lambs," Jesus told him. But then Jesus goes on and he repeats the question, "Simon, son of John, do you love me?" "Yes, I know. You know that I love you." "Do you love me?" he asks a 3rd time. Peter's really squirming now, but says, "Lord, you know I love you." But each time the answer comes back, "Feed my sheep then." You know, a number of you responded to the offer of the spiritual health checkbooks the other week by saying, "You know what, this is exactly what I need right now," which is great to hear that it's so timely. It is always easy to drift spiritually, and probably lockdown has made that even easier than usual with the pressures that it's just brought on us. And so what I simply want to highlight here is how gracious Jesus is to receive us back. When we wander away from him, when we allow our spiritual lives to go cool. I think about how serious Peter's sin was. He'd gone from this confident bravado, "Jesus, I'll never abandon you, no matter about the rest of them, what they do," to within a few hours refusing to even admit knowing Jesus. And that in Jesus' greatest hour of need. And yet now Jesus invites him back. And though it was painful for Peter, as it always is when we have to face our sin and our failures head on, it was at the same time so gracious as you read these verses. So gracious. So take heart from Peter, because even after all he'd done, Jesus engineered this meeting here in John 21, where his failures could be faced head on and then put behind him for good. So take heart from Peter. Take heart, first of all, knowing that you're not alone in struggling with your spiritual life. In fact, in many ways, this is normal in the Christian life. We find our hearts drag us down. We wander away from Jesus so easily. But then as the Spirit comes to us and puts his finger on our sin, we repent of it and we turn away from it. We turn back to Jesus, find new life there, and we keep on doing that. It is a lifelong battle, and it can seem so wearying because it feels sometimes like the gains are so short-lived. Take heart. So many, Peter included, have been there before you. But take heart too from knowing that your failures don't hang over you. I love the way that in this little incident, Jesus doesn't put Peter on probation. He doesn't say, "Well, Peter, should we give this another go?" He says, "Peter, do you love me?" "Yes, Lord, you know I love you." "Right, feed my sheep." I love the way he says in effect, "Okay then, Peter, well, there's work to be done, let's do it." You know, Jesus' welcome should inspire and spur us on to greater faithfulness. It did for Peter, who, one of the greatest failures in the story of the gospel, became one of the church's greatest leaders. So let's take heart in our spiritual struggles. Let's take heart and let's press on to set our spiritual vitality blazing with a fresh passion for the Lord Jesus.